As a drone photography and video enthusiast, I was curious about the difference between manual and auto camera settings on my DJI Air 2S drone, especially when it came to using the star filter during the sunset shoot. To put the two settings to the test, I decided to take 3 sets of flights over Innsbrook Lakes. The first flight I used to dial in my manual camera settings and will also determine the 2 other flight paths. The second flight, the camera settings are in full auto mode, and the third and final flight, the camera settings are in manual mode, or as DJI calls it, pro mode. Alright, so I started with the auto mode and took a few photos of the sunset with the star filter attached. The camera metering system adjusted the shutter speed and the ISO automatically to capture the image. However, when I reviewed the image, I noticed that the camera had underexposed the image in some places, making it appear dark and lacking in detail. The star filter effect was also less noticeable than I had hoped for. Next, I switched to manual mode and started adjusting the camera settings manually. I increased the shutter speed, adjusted the EV, and changed the ISO to achieve the desired exposure. With the star filter attached, I also double-checked and adjusted the EV value manually to ensure that the star filter was prominent in the images. When I reviewed the images taken in manual mode, I was blown away by the difference. The exposure was perfect, the details in the image were sharp, and the star filter effect was incredibly prominent. The colors were also richer and more vivid, making the photos more visually striking than those taken in auto mode. I realized that manual mode provided me with greater control over the camera settings, allowing me to fine-tune the exposure, the focus, and other variables to capture the image exactly as I envisioned it. The star filter effects, which I intended to be the highlight of the videos and photos, was much more pronounced in the manually taken pictures. Overall, I learned while auto mode may be convenient, it lacks the precision and creative control of manual mode. With manual mode, I could adjust the settings to achieve the exact look and feel I was after, resulting in more visually appealing and artistic videos and photographs. In conclusion, the difference between manual and auto settings on the DJI Air 2S drone were clearly evident in my sunset shoot with the star filter. The manual mode allowed me to capture the images that were much more visually appealing with greater detail, richer colors, and more prominent star filter effect. While auto mode may work well in some situations, for more creative and artistic photography and videography, manual mode is definitely the way to go. Once again, I want to thank you guys for your time. Don't forget to hit that like button, share it, comment, and subscribe. Okay, I'll see you guys at the other end of the video. Until then. Okay, so I'm back in my editing office and I put this video side by side. Notice on the left, auto mode. The video on the right is a manual pro mode. Both of these videos were shot in 1K 30 frames a second. As you can see, the video on the right is definitely more cinematic. It was shot 5 minutes later than the video on the left. So the manual pro mode got better lighting conditions because the sun had set a little further down in the horizon. But let's take a look at them and see what you guys think. And see, here's what I'm looking at. The one on the left is sharper and has more clarity. The one on the right has more cinematic effect, but it's a little softer. But for the desired effect that I'm looking for from the star filter, the video on the right came out better. is definitely more cinematic, better colors, better exposure to showcase the star filter. Take a look at the fountain. Look at the differences between the star flares. Look at the cars, lights hitting the camera sensors and showing you these filters. Once again, on the left is a little overexposed, and one on the right is a little underexposed. It's a little greenier because it's softer, but it's definitely prettier, in my opinion. Love to hear what you guys think about the side-by-side comparison of these two videos. One shot in auto and the other one shot in pro mode, as discussed earlier. The sunset this evening was amazing. The clouds were amazing. They just were able to provide this wonderful, wonderful contrast between auto and pro mode. So, yeah, take a look at the colors and see how much better, in my opinion, the manual pro mode is compared to the full auto mode. Yeah, you can definitely see all the lights much better in manual pro mode than full auto mode. You can definitely see those flares popping a little better. And the pictures were amazing also, as you can see there. One thing to note is that you're going to have to adjust your ISO, your shutter, your EV value, and don't forget your white balance. My white balance was set to 7700 to make it warmer with the manual pro mode, and full auto mode it was doing all the white balancing by the onboard little computer that the DJI Air 2S has. But the pictures came out really nice here. I did not adjust the settings on the pictures white balance, and that's why you see the color differences there. But this vertical effect that you can create by flying low and laterally is just amazing to me. I really like it. Okay, if you want to see each individual flight separately, just continue to watching. First, you will see the flight with the auto settings on the camera, and the second flight will be the manual camera settings. Once again, thank you for your time. I appreciate you guys taking your time to stop by and looking at the Duranify channel. Don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And I will see you guys in the next video. All right, guys. Enjoy your week. Bye-bye.